Today's my last day here in my house. Tomorrow I leave for Bali indefinitely, and it just feels like very bittersweet, so surreal. And I truly, I love my house. I love my house.
And the situation at American airports has gone from bad to worse over the past 24 hours. Democrats are refusing to fund the Department of Homeland Security unless Republicans agree to changes in immigration enforcement.
Flights are definitely canceled everywhere around America today on, March 16th. I don't know what's going on. We drove to Baton Rouge to catch a flight to Houston.
Do not travel to America. Do not travel to America for the next 4 years. Especially as a black or brown person. You do not want to get caught up in Trump's...
Listen, something is not right. Airports used to be packed, flights overbooked, people rushing, missing flights, arguing at the gates. Now, people are saying we are not flying anymore. And the question is not why. The real question is who has been feeling the pressure the most for the longest time. Because if you've been paying attention, this didn't just start today. But before we go deep, watch that clip right now, because what you are about to hear, it's deeper than just travel stress.
This should scare the hell out of you. The Trump administration has quietly ordered U.S. airports to hand over the name of every single passenger to ICE. Not suspects, not people with warrants, everyone. The TSA is now feeding ICE passenger lists multiple times a week, and ICE is cross-checking those names against deportation databases, meaning if you fly, your name is scanned. If ICE thinks you might be deportable, the airport becomes the trap. This started in March. No public announcement, no vote, no warning. And they're already using it. A 19-year-old freshman was arrested at Boston Logan Airport and deported to Honduras. She was brought to the U.S. when she was 7. She didn't know she was deportable. Her family didn't know. She found out at the airport. Another woman was arrested in Salt Lake City the exact same way. This isn't about terrorists. This isn't about violent crime. This is mass surveillance of travelers repurposed for immigration enforcement. And here's the part that should really get you. TSA was never supposed to be involved in immigration enforcement. Ever. That line just disappeared. DHS says this is about stopping undocumented people from flying unless it's out of the country. So let's be clear. They turned airports into ICE checkpoints. They turned boarding passes into screening tools for deportation, and they did it without your consent. If the government can quietly turn flight data into a deportation dragnet, ask yourself what database is next, because once everyone's name becomes fair game, no one's privacy is safe.
Would you ever move to the US?
No.
No.
No, I'd stay right here.
Not really, never.
I don't think so. I'm from the US, so would I ever move back? Maybe if they get a new president.
I wouldn't even go on holidays to the US.
Would you ever move to the US?
Yes.
Do you still believe in the American dream?
Yeah, of course.
Frankly, I would never move to the US.
So you don't believe in the American dream anymore?
I think they lost that dream a long time ago.
No, I came here from San Francisco.
Would you ever move to the US? No, not right now. Definitely not. Like, without a doubt, no. Oh, so good. And where are you from? I'm from Belgium.
Absolutely not. It's not a place that I dream not even visit, to be honest.
If you are not a U.S. citizen, don't come to this country. If you are here and you're not a U.S. citizen, I don't care what kind of documentation you have, and I don't care how long you're staying, whether it's for a week or years, go. If you can go, go. And I know this is what they want, and I hate it because I love to be like, resist. But ending up in an ICE detention facility is not an act of resistance. And it does not matter if you are white passing. It does not matter how smart you are or what you're contributing, or if you're just visiting and you're a tourist. Don't. It's not safe here. We're not safe. They are detaining U.S. citizens. They are detaining tourists. There was a 28-year-old backpacker, a young woman, who is now in an ICE detention facility. It does not matter. If you're leaving and I can come with you, I would love that. Let me know how to do that. I have a master's degree and I'm a very nice person. I'll be very good to your country. But this ain't the place. Get out while you can. And do not send your kids here as foreign exchange students. Do not send them on a student visa. Do not think you're going to come over here and do some kind of medical residency or scientific research. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't marry somebody from here. Don't do it. We're not safe. We're not a good country. We're under authoritarian rule at this point. So, sorry about that. Fucking sucks. Bye.
Oh my God, so it just deplaned Aruba into Miami. And as you're deplaning on the tarmac thing, there were like 30 ICE agents. I'm just like shaking. It's just so nerve-wracking. And they stop you and have a conversation, a really casual one. Where'd you stay? Why'd you go? Where do you live? Made me so nervous. They were like inspecting Tinkerbell's bag, and they were lining that tube you walk out of, like walking through a gauntlet, like 30 of them with badges, opening people's bags before they even step into the airport. Scary.
Whoa. Okay, so don't come to America right now. I mean, all the obvious reasons why, but this is not safe for you. I just heard about 2 German young men who flew in to Honolulu Airport who were detained by ICE. They were questioned for hours. They were strip searched, naked, strip searched. They were placed in green jumpsuits, and they were put in a holding cell with criminals. Don't come here. It's not safe. It's not safe for me. I'm born and raised here. It's not safe for me. It's definitely not safe for you. Please, 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 please. Don't come here right now. Don't come here right now.
Y'all, my husband and I have decided that we just can't do it anymore. We decided to break our lease early and to just leave the country as soon as possible. We're thinking Vietnam initially, then Thailand. Our plan so far is to work every single day until we get over there, to use Delta points to fly there, and to use Hilton points to be able to stay at least for free for the first 3 months. While I'm there,
do not travel to America. Do not travel to America for the next 4 years. Especially as a black or brown person, you do not want to get caught up in Trump's deportations. I'm sure by now you've heard of the German and UK tourists who were arrested by ICE and detained for days. Allegedly, the German tourists were chained. You do not want that to be your story, especially if you are taking your family on holiday with you. We already know that Trump has a checkered history with racism, and he's managed to infect a large proportion of that country. Do not spend your hard-earned money on a country that does not appreciate you as a black or brown person. For the next 4 years, the world is your oyster. Maldives, Thailand, Bali, Hong Kong, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Jamaica. These are all amazing places. Let's not go to a country that's increasingly becoming lawless. A country where the president has no respect for the rule of law. A country where the president ignores federal judges. My family and I go to Florida every single year. We love Disney, we love Universal, but for the next 4 years, we're going to be going anywhere but. And I think that you should all do the same. Do not travel to America. Pass it on.
About the Newark airport, right? Their FAA aviation people are having mental breakdowns, getting stressed out, power outages, a long list of bullshit. Now, you'll hear all these things on the news, but what they won't tell you is that people are leaving the United States in drones. Droves of people are exiting America. You understand? For their personal safety and also for the safety of their family and loved ones. And look, they said they don't want immigrants here. So I don't blame the people from leaving. If they have the ability and opportunity to do so, why not? Why would I stay if I could just, you know what, I'm giving this place a break? They're not telling people that. They're not telling people that people are bailing out of America in high numbers, by the thousands. They will never report that on the news, right? So no wonder why they come up with all these delayed tactics to lower and lessen people's ability to travel in and out of the United States, especially going out. Now, they limited it.
By now, I hope everybody's seen that airports are in absolute chaos. The lines for TSA are outside the door, wrapped around the building, and it's because TSA agents are walking out of the job or not showing up to work because they're not being paid. They're having to sleep in their cars, and it's with good reason. I wouldn't show up to work if I wasn't getting paid, so I don't blame the TSA agents. But Mike Johnson would have you believe this.
TSA that are unfunded, experiencing significant staff shortages, and that's why travelers around the country have felt already the unfortunate effects. This weekend, airports reporting record wait times. All of that is because of the Democrat shutdown. If you missed a wedding or a funeral, you're worried about missing your flight for spring break this week, you have Democrats to blame.
He would have you believe that this shutdown, the reason TSA agents aren't being paid, is because of the Democrats. But the truth is that Republicans hold all the power. They have the House, they have the Senate, and they have the presidency. And there is money to pay these TSA agents. It costs $11.8 billion to fund TSA for the entire fiscal year. We spent $11.3 billion the first day in this unnecessary war. So we have money to pay our TSA agents. The Republicans are choosing not to.
Today's my last day here in my house. Tomorrow I leave for Bali indefinitely, and it just feels like very bittersweet, so surreal. And I truly, I love my house. I love my house. This has been my home for the past year and a half, where I've really sought refuge. This has been my haven. And yes, I'm moving to Bali, and it's very bittersweet, and it sucks. I just can't live here anymore. My children are here. I don't really speak to my family, but my children live here. They're 14 and 18 years old. Just don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. I have lived here almost 40 years of my life. There's so much more to the world. There's so much more to the world than just this little piece of backyard, this house. There's so much to see, and I don't want to see it only 2 times a year, only 2 weeks a year. I want a vacation. I want to travel for all my life, but just know that there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices that are made. And this is one of them, having to give up my house yet again, willingly, but having to do this in order to get to what I want. This is the closing of a chapter and the beginning of another one, and it's beautiful, it's bittersweet, but at the same time, it's just...
Flights are definitely canceled everywhere around America today on, March 16th. I don't know what's going on. We drove to Baton Rouge to catch a flight to Houston and then on to Salt Lake City. Ours so far has just been delayed, but you know how that goes. Number 2, my daughter was driving to San Antonio to take a direct flight on Delta. We're United on Delta direct flight from San Antonio to United. Hers didn't even say delayed, it just said canceled. And then I've got a friend who drove to Jackson, had a Delta flight, and going to Washington, D.C., and it's canceled. So just know that if you got flights today, we don't know what's going on. Y'all let me know if you heard anything, because I'm hearing that there's some storms here and there. And we know that the crazy thing is, even if you're flying from somewhere warm to somewhere warm, it doesn't really matter, because your flight might be coming from somewhere that's affected. So I don't know if the government shutdown, TSA issues, any of that's affecting it either, but this is one of the weirdest I've seen. So let me know what y'all heard.
Well, we're looking at leaving. We're going to look at Canada and Portugal. Those are the 2 places we're looking. I can't even believe that I have to say this, but I am not going to sit and wait and hope that what we're seeing unfold doesn't actually happen. I'm not. I'm almost 60. What does that give me? Another 25, 30 years? I'm just keeping it real here. I don't want to live it like this. It's just not. No, I don't want to. And so do I want to leave my country? No. But my country kind of disappeared around 2015. And now it's unrecognizable to me. And so we're going to do a little research. We've got our Go stuff packed, all our documentation. We are going to check out Canada first, probably come back here, go check out Portugal, come back here, maybe Turkey. I'm not sure. It depends. Yeah, I mean, can you, it's like mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. I just had a conversation with my cousin who, I love her. I'm probably closer to her than anyone in my entire family except my sister, who's closest to me in age. And she's a Republican. And she has no idea about what's going on. She's not MAGA, but she's part of the GOP, and like she doesn't know. I mentioned a few things to her, and she's like, I mean, it's just, and she is a brilliant woman, but she doesn't know. And it was funny because I started to feel, I was talking to her and I started to feel like I probably sound crazy to her. Like, I bet I sound like I'm making a bigger deal out of things than what they are. So I had to really explain in detail just a small, like, smudgeon of some of the things that are going on, specifically that would impact her personally. Yeah, I don't understand how people are unaware of what's happening, other than where they're getting their news from, if they're even getting news. I know there's a lot of people in the country right now that have just turned off their TV. They just turn off their TV. They don't want to know. That is very dangerous. That's incredibly dangerous, in my humble opinion. So, yeah, we're going to start looking. Crazy times. Crazy frickin' times we're living in.
I don't know why no one's talking about this, but there is a mass exodus of U.S. citizens from the United States. Look, I'm a real estate agent in Costa Rica. I help foreigners move abroad, move to Costa Rica, and make a life here. I've been getting a ton of stories from clients who are absolutely spent. I'm working with a psychiatrist who helps teenagers. And when I asked her why she wants to move to Costa Rica, she said, it's because I have lost all hope. My patients have lost hope. And what's worse is I have lost hope too. And how can I possibly be of service to someone else if I don't believe it's not going to get any better? So what she is doing is saving herself, packing up her bags, and moving abroad. This is where we are.
Americans are leaving America, and it is not for vacation. It's for survival. A growing wave of Americans are packing up, terrified by Trump's dictatorship, Republican fascism, and Democrats' capitulation. Interracial couples, LGBT plus individuals, people of color, and intelligent people in general are seeing their rights replaced with restrictions. In Ireland, U.S. passport applications hit their highest level in a decade, up 60% in just 2 months. France is seeing long-term stay visas for Americans up 20%. Portugal, Spain, UK, relocation companies can barely keep up with demand. Traffic to Blacksit Global, which helps Black Americans relocate, surged 50% after the election. Some are leaving quietly, like a trans couple in Colorado, because Trump wrongly says there are only 2 genders. States are moving to ban gender care, so they're planning their exit. Google searches for how to leave the U.S. spiked after the election, and real estate deals for Americans in Spain surged before the Golden Visa program was shut down. European culture is different than American culture, and
Now let's talk about it. People are walking away from the US airport, complaining about delays, disrespect, high ticket price, s- security stress. But let's be honest for a second. For many Black Americans, this airport problem is not new. This is something that has been quietly happening for years. We are talking about extra screening for no clear reason, random check that don't even feel random, being watched more closely than others, being treated like a risk instead of a passenger. Now, suddenly, more Americans are feeling uncomfortable. Now, people are saying, we are done flying. That's interesting because for some communities, especially Black travelers, this discomfort has been normal for a long time. Let's break it down cheaper. The illusion of comfort is breaking. A lot of people are not just realizing flying in America is no longer convenient, it's stressful. But here's the truth: when the system works well for you, you don't notice the cracks. It's only when the pressure hits you that it becomes a national issue. Two, economic pressure is changing everything. Flights are so expensive, airlines are cutting corners, customer service is dropping, and guess what? The people who feel this pressure the most are the working class American, minority communities, people already dealing with economy strain. So when people are saying we are not flying anymore, for some people, it's not a choice, it's survival. Respect and treatment matters. Let's talk about something real. People don't just leave system because of money, they leave because how they were treated. And there have been countless stories of Black passengers being removed from flights, questioned unfairly, treated differently from others. So now that the more Americans are feeling disrespected in airports, it's opening eyes. This is bigger than airport. This is not just about flying. This is about system where some people feel safe and respected, while others feel watched and judged. And now that experience is getting worse for everyone. People are starting to question it. Let me say this clearly. This moment right here is not just a frustration, it's exposure. Because now the conversation is shifting from airport as stressful to who has been dealing with this all along. And if we are being honest, Black Americans have been raising this concern for years. But now, more people are finally listening. So here is what I want to know from you. Have you ever had a bad airport experience that made you say, I'm not doing this again? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk real. And if you want more content like this, where we can break down what's really going on beneath the headlines, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this video because the conversation there matters.